Happy New Year. Good afternoon to everyone here. On behalf of the board of PNG Ports, the management, including the CEO and all the staff, I'd like to say thank you for giving us the opportunity to present here about what PNG Ports is all about and what we're doing. PNG Ports is one of the major SOEs, as with Air Guinea and the other SOEs, the state-owned enterprises. We'll be making some presentation about the considerable investments we are making to upgrade the network of ports in the country and to develop the long-awaited Lae Industrial Park. Our ports play a very significant role in the development of the supply chains of every organization that does business in PNG. The more efficient the ports are, the better our supply chains and business logistics services, the better we can all do business and we can all contribute to the development of Papua New Guinea. Before I start talking about the investments that PNG Ports is making, I'd like to provide you with a quick overview of my presentation. Sorry. Yep. I'll briefly introduce PNG Ports in terms of what it is that we actually do. We do so much more than just operate and own and operate ports. I'll then move on to discuss our port infrastructure program. Our community service obligation ports are very much part of this program. Therefore, I'll be talking about these two, including our plans to improve their sustainability. From there, I'll turn my focus to the Lae Tidal Basin, including the development of the Lae Industrial Park. So what does PNG Ports do? As you can see from the slide here, we own and operate 15 of the 23 declared ports in the country, including the two international ports of Port Moresby and Lae. Both international ports have been managed by ICTSI since 2018, and ICTSI has actually transformed the Port Moresby and Lae international terminals into high-performing trade gateways. Our services include, or we provide the following services among other things: port services. These are essentially berthage and wharfage. We also provide pilotage services. Those are services, our pilotage services include serving the LNG tankers at Cawson Bay. We enjoy actually 70% of the market share of the pilotage market. We provide actually a safe and efficient pilotage all year round program, 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, nationwide. We also participate in the harbour management. That's a regulatory oversight, a function given by the government in conjunction with NMSA, that's National Maritime Safety Authority. And then some of you people might ask, what else do we do? You'll be surprised to learn that we are actually in the real estate business. We're not just the maritime sector. If you understand, we own a lot of hundreds of hectares of land, of prime waterfront land, and multiple commercial buildings and facilities. So fittingly, we can be described as also being in the real estate business. Now that you know what PNG Ports is all about, I'll talk about the significant investments PNG Ports is making, and the port infrastructure, we're making to the port infrastructure and all around the country through the port infrastructure program. In 2021, the PNG Ports launched its 30-year infrastructure master plan, which is essentially a blueprint for the port infrastructure program. On the back of that, in 2022, the PNG government and the Australian government signed off the PNG Ports infrastructure program to upgrade the Lake Tidal Basin and 7 key ports, or regional ports. Those are Daru, Kavieng, Kimbe, Loringa, Oro, Whanimo, and Wewak. The port infrastructure program represents a total of 621.4 million Australian dollars investment, which comprises of 521.4 million Australian dollars in loan to PNG Ports and 100 million grant from the Australian government. Rabaul Port has also been earmarked for refurbishment, but under a separate program, or donor assist program, which is led by the European Union. The port infrastructure program, the progress on the port infrastructure has unfortunately been hampered recently because of the costings were made prior to the COVID era, and after the COVID, the costings have been rescoped. And of course, other factors, including the preparatory work, the comprehensive seismic studies and geological undertakings have also contributed, and because they are time-consuming. But going forward, we are confident of starting off the Kimbe Wharf upgrade construction in the Q1 of 2025. We are also anticipating the construction of Oro Bay at the fourth quarter of 2025. Now, with the exception of Kimbe and the Lake Tidal Basin, all the other ports that fall under the port infrastructure program are community service obligation ports. I'd like to talk about our CSO ports, because we are not only investing in refurbishment. The way in which PNG Ports operates, we pay to keep these ports operational for the community that rely on. And that itself represents another significant, as well as an ongoing investment PNG Ports is making for the country. Sorry, 12 of our 15 ports, or 80% of them, do not make a single profit. The operations are in fact subsidized by our profit-making ports of Port Moresby, Lae, and Kimbe. Now, good business practice obviously would necessitate or dictate that we should offload some of these profits which not make money. However, we are an SOE, and as such, we are mandated to operate and maintain these ports regardless of whether they make money or not. These are essentials to the communities and local businesses that rely on them, and we are absolutely committed to continuing to support them. We appreciate that some of these may never make a profit in the next 5 to 10 years, but we can be smarter in terms of how we manage them by operating and maintaining them through cost-cutting measures and building capacity around local businesses in the communities. The next significant investment Port has made on a much larger scale is the real estate portfolio. And that brings me to the Lake Tidal Basin. Lake Tidal Basin, for those of you who are not familiar with, is part of the Lake Port Development Project, and that has been ongoing, and is a staged development. The PNG Ports owns approximately 400 hectares of land here. The development potential is massive or colossal. We are currently exploring a myriad of commercial opportunities this place or this piece of real estate holds. I'll be discussing just one of these very shortly. Our most significant asset in Lae, of course, is the Lae Port. Lae Port is the biggest and the busiest port in the country. Lae Port is very efficient. In terms of efficiency, the latest World Bank Performance Index or Container Performance Index, CPPI, report ranks Lae and Port Moresby ahead of many other international ports throughout the world and even in developed countries. On a regional level, both Lae and Port Moresby outperform in terms of efficiency Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, as well as New Zealand's Auckland and Napier ports. Lae Port has modern equipment. The terminal operator, ICT, has made considerable investments in gantry trains, for example. The port's new equipment has been a very key driver in this major efficiency transformation over the last 5 years. Lae Port is strategically located between the shipping routes or major shipping routes between Asia and Australia. Lae's industrial center of Lae has a large, able and willing workforce and a diverse and thriving business community. PNG Ports is continuing to invest in the Lae Ports infrastructure. For example, we are building another 150 meters of wharf at the Lae International Terminal with assistance from AIFF, and construction is expected to commence in 2026. So I have some questions for you. If you need land, or do you need land, and if you do, we do have hundreds of hectares. If you do need warehouses or offices or factories, then we do, and we will actually can help build them for you. If you need port access, Lae is home to PNG's biggest and the best port. If your answer is yes to many of these questions, then I ask you to consider Lae, specifically the Lae Industrial Park. The Lae Industrial Park represents a major investment by PNG Ports, not just Lae itself, but in the entire country. Lae Industrial Park, as we're speaking right now, is open for business. Thus, so far, the amenities we have there include a 45-hectare of art stand. We have service utilities of water and sewage reticulation, road lighting, nearly 5 kilometers of sealed road, storm water drainage. So we would like you to invest in our investment and strategically locate your business within the Lae Industrial Park. The next slide, as you can see, is an image of Lae Port taken from the Lae Industrial Park. The 45 hectares of the park's hard stand is the one that's encircled by the road, which you can see in the foreground of the image. And the background is the Lae Port and the city. There's so much perfectly located real estate at Lae Industrial Park that you can operate just about any type of business and build about any facility there. Lae Industrial Park is suitable for manufacturing, processing, warehousing, lay-down or storage yards, general cargo storage, dangerous goods storage, fuel farm or tanks, office complexes, and project staging, amongst others. Significantly, PNG Ports is pursuing a special economic zone status for Lae Industrial Park and Lae Port. Yesterday, we are pleased to hear the Honourable Minister Richard Maru, Minister for Trade and Industry, giving a speech about his vision for transforming PNG through the use of SEZs, and included in his list was Lae Port. So we're happy that the department will be the Department of Trade and Industry as our SEZ in plan to partner with. There's been plenty of media coverage on the topic of the progressing of the Wapi Golpu gold mining development. Early this month, our Prime Minister, the Honourable James Marape, described Wapi Golpu as a project of national importance, and I think he resounded that yesterday in his speech. And it was pleasing to hear from him as well that it is at the final stages where the government is ready to sign on the dotted line with Wapi Golpu. Wapi Golpu is less than 60 kilometers from Lae Industrial Park, and there is no facility better than the Lae Industrial Park to serve the interest of Wapi Golpu. The Wapi Golpu, the Lae Industrial Park will not only be the perfectly located home for the essential logistics services for the developers, Newmont and Harvey Nii, but for a multitude of organizations in their supply chain. The park, with its swathes of portside land, will also be central to Wapi Golpu's project stating requirements. It is therefore logical to say that the business that operate out of Lae Industrial Park will be at a distinct advantage when it comes to servicing the Wapi Golpu project. Obviously, by supporting Wapi Golpu project, Lae Industrial Park will also be helping boost PNG's economic development. PNG Ports, therefore, will look forward to continuing investing in the Lae Port development project, including Lae Port itself and the Lae Industrial Park. Investments such as this are crucial or critical to supporting major resource projects or developments, facilitating trade and driving PNG's development. Likewise, we also look forward to continuing in our investment and support for the community service obligation ports, which assist the smaller people who cannot afford I'd like to wind up by saying that we have more information about the investments and the opportunities you can be able to get, and we have a booth at the facility here, the exhibition booth. Our staff and representatives will be able to talk to you about the advantages of locating your business at the Lae Industrial Park. Thank you for listening.